Merry Christmas, friends. I hope you are all having a wonderful holiday season, and welcome to the vlog where I read some Christmas mostly smut. I have an overambitious TBR, so we'll see how much I actually get around to reading, but I do have, honestly, right off the top, my first review, which was horrible, and I can't say 50 pages put me in a reading slump, but I have not finished a book since then, so take that how you will. So the first thing that I read was actually last weekend. I was on Sprints with Leah and Richie, and I read Frisky, the Snowman by Lauren Beale, and oh my god, this was so bad. In 52 pages, this really packs a punch that you would not expect from a snowman smut erotica. I will admit, Mating with the Mantis, it's not, like a top book of the year, but it is definitely up there, a 5-star funny good time read. And I was hoping for something really similar with this. I do have B-roll of my reactions while reading this horrible book, but I don't recommend it. It is all about a woman who has a thing for snowmen and carrots and builds her snowman, and a magical hat brings him to life. A man dies, there's some bondage. It's weird. It's a weird one. I don't love it. I'm happy to be free and away from this one, and I hope to never revisit again, but I did read this one.
It's a no for me.
No.
Listen, when we want spicy, thank you,
This is
timer.
not Mating with the Mantis. It's not.
We want fun spice. We don't want random
I don't
dudes
want
popping
donkey.
up with attempted essay and
I don't
weird
understand why,
stuff.
Sam, you seem to be laser locked on the mythical creature essay genre, and I wish you weren't.
I know, me too.
Keep that for you.
I was like, this is gonna be a fun, silly little time. It's got a 3.64 on Goodreads, so I was like, people must be enjoying it. It's a little snowman. She's like getting it off of the carrot, and he goes, I can feel everything that the carrot feels. And I'm like, sorry? You feel what every carrot ever feels?
What's that then? What? Wait, what?
That makes no sense.
Is that the worst part? I feel like that might be the worst part.
Yeah.
What are you
Yes.
fucking
Like
talking about,
multiple
bro?
carrots, but like she got the big special one for him, of course. But then she has like other carrots in the fridge that she'll like one and done use and then throw away. But the one on him she'll reuse and like clean up with herself and whatnot. Yeah, it's a
He's
lot.
gonna rot, girl. What do you mean?
So much. And oh, yeah, and the best part is like even in human man form,
The best part?
it's still like nothing changes down there.
Okay, listen, there's
Just say
so
you
many
want to
red
fuck
flags.
a carrot and go then.
So much. It's so
She
much.
uses packed ice?
Yeah.
Like a
cylinder.
Sam.
What? Okay, so many red flags. First of all,
that's what they said.
okay, I need a list of red flags.
I'm unhappy.
Number one, carrot peeing, not hot. Nobody wanted that. Number two, why did he have to kill a man? That's so weird. I
Yeah.
thought this was a fun Christmas romance.
Right?
Where is the Christmas fun vibes?
Yeah.
Why is he being Mr. Sneaky Snowman? And also, UTIs from your used carrots are not it. And there's nothing about that I like.
Yeah.
Ew.
I hate this. I hate this more than any other. I don't know why this one is getting to me more than any other book you've ever described. I hate this, Sam.
I do too.
Yeah, no, if you watch like the beginning of the sprint when I'm just reading it and you guys are both off screen and it's just me, it is a lot of like horrified faces. I'm just like,
Yeah.
what?
I came in and Sam looked like she was gonna cry, and I was like, "Hey, bro, what's your
reading up a couple of times where I was like, this is so bad, I'm so uncomfortable." And today I'm about to jump onto some solo sprints to celebrate, the Christmas season. And I will be starting off with a 100 or so page novella called Tinsel and Tentacles, a Monster Mash holiday story by Kate McDarris. I haven't really heard anything about this. We will, jump into it and see how it goes together. Before you read, what you're about to read is an erotica, fantasy romance intended exclusively for 18 plus audiences. 6 arms, 8 tentacles, 4 legs, 3 anal cavities, and no partridge in a pear tree. that would have made things awkward. That's what I'll be reading today. We've got 102 pages here. So I'm going to try and read as much of this in sprints as I can. And then I also have a few other novellas. I think I have 2 other novellas. And then I'm not sure what the length of Elven Days of Christmas is, but I have that as well. And then I also have Good Spirits by B.K. Borison, which is like a full-length novel. So I'm a little hesitant about that just because I don't know if I'll finish it in like the time constraints that I'm giving myself. But that's what we've got loaded for us. That's what's happening today. So we'll see how many Christmassy books I can get through, basically. And I'll check in with you guys when I have some thoughts and opinions, I guess. So I will see you guys in a bit. Hi, 3 hours later. Reading sprints are done. I got 75% into Tinsel and Tentacles. I would say that the first 50% of this is really just like plot and characters and like maybe a little bit of yearning. We know your secrets, but you don't know that we know your secrets, but also we're kind of into it. And a throuple loosely begins, but it also is like focused on like their friendship and mostly the job that they're doing. So we've got Mercy, who is the manager for Barney, who is the rock star musician, and they have their bodyguard, Ryder. There we go. And the 3 of them are in New York for the last show of the year before going off to London for some like interviews and whatnot before the new year, and then they get a month off from work, but it's always craziness with them. And they're in New York, and all Barney wants for Christmas is to go see the Rockefeller tree that's all big and lights up, and they are like, we will find a way to make that happen. And so that's kind of like the plot of the book. It's a lot of like that forced proximity of like, how can we get these characters together to do these cute things so that you kind of buy in to their inevitable relationship. There's definitely moments that like on a technical level aren't great, like repeat sentences or specific word uses that I'm just like super not into. But besides those few things, it is like a nice story, just for like characters, plot. It's giving, I mentioned this in my sprints, but it's giving Wattpad One Direction vibes of like, oh, you're Harry Styles' manager and you're going on tour with him, and oops, you're in love with him in the bodyguard. Like, oh no. But it's got like that kind of charm to it. It's definitely got that like younger voice where there's like unnecessary cursing. Nobody talks like that. And so there's like points of that where it's like trying to force a weird humor that feels a little bit millennial, if you will. But besides that, it is a fun time. It's so Christmassy compared to Frisky. Frisky had like no Christmas to it whatsoever. This is like full Christmas. Like they're going to see the tree. They're going ice skating. They're getting little Santa knit hats. Like they're doing the Christmas things. And I really appreciate that. And the concert's on Christmas Eve. So they're getting it on Christmas Eve. Today is Christmas Eve. It's just, you know, a nice little full circle moment for me. So I did enjoy it for that. I have been lightly skimming some of the smut, seeing as 50% of this is going to be the smut that I'm just not super as invested in, unfortunately. It's not so well written that I'm like, I could read this and not want to die. There's a few moments where I'm like cringing and just like, not those word choices. And also questioning the anatomy of it all is really, it's not taking me out of the story so much as like helping me dissociate from what the story is. But there's been a few moments where I'm like, what do you mean the tentacle is doing that? Like, how does that make any sense? And I don't want to say because like we're on the internet and I should, you know, be careful, because apparently my grandparents watched my book reviews. I didn't really think about that until just now. They did send me a nice Christmas card and they said, we like your book reviews. We have something for you. And I said, oh no, my grandparents should not be watching this. Anyways, grandparents, I'm so sorry if you had to hear any of this. I'm going to finish this, the last 25%. I'm just going to kind of skim through, get it complete. I don't think it's something that I really feel like writing, but it has really brought me back to those fanfic days. Like, I'm not really in any fandoms. I know everyone's really obsessed with Heated Rivalries right now. I haven't had a desire to watch it yet, but everyone's really obsessed with that. And so that's kind of like the current fandom, if you will. But I haven't been in fandom culture since One Direction. And I was 13 or so. But this has really brought me back to like the Wattpad days. And I'm like, I wonder if something out there can scratch that little itch that I have now. Because this is like bringing that itch upon me. But now I'm like, I kind of want like a Wattpad. I could read after. I shouldn't, but I could. I really shouldn't. But I could. Anyways, I need to focus on Christmas. It's Christmas time. We're going to focus on Christmas books. It's fine. Anyway, I'm going to finish this and then I'm going to jump into something else. I don't know yet. I have options, but I also kind of feel like I should do something with my day. I need to film an unboxing, so I should probably do that first before getting too ahead of my day. But I do want to walk the puppers before it gets dark and too terribly cold. Yes, that's my little update, long check-in. That's all that I have for you right now. Tinsels and Tentacles is certainly a time. I would recommend it if you want like a Christmas smutty novella. If you want just like a nice 50-page Christmas romance of like coworkers becoming a throuple situation, like you might want to pick up just like the first half of this, and like once things get more intense, you might want to put it down, but you might get a little bit of that Christmas feel of like hot cocoa and snow and whatnot. It feels a little bit magical. So I do kind of recommend it, but not like the biggest of recommendations, you know? Anywho, that's it from me for now. I'll check in with you guys a bit later. Made significant enough progress. It took me a really long time to kind of fall into the story. I feel like when I read Married to the Alien Cowboy, it was moving a bit quicker. I think that was also a longer book. This one's only 100 pages, and it takes 23% before she even spots our love interest. And now I'm just starting his chapter at 25% in, and he's just about to make contact with her, which is fine, but it is like a lot of buildup for a 100-page Christmas novella. I'm here for the plot. I like hearing about the world. I already have like somewhat of a grasp of the world and Allura Station and like Terra Tribe 2 and 1 and all of that stuff because I read Married to the Alien Cowboy first. I'm not sure what the publication order was, but we see this character in a glimpse at the beginning of Married to the Alien Cowboy, which is why it was kind of on my radar and why I was excited for it. But it hasn't felt very Christmassy yet either. There's been like mentions of a Christmas tree and mentions of like why Allura Station celebrates old Earth holidays like Christmas, but they also celebrate a bunch of other alien holidays. So it's just kind of like your hub of all things. But it doesn't feel super Christmassy just yet, besides her hiding behind a Christmas tree to like try and get a glimpse of him. But yeah, I'm wanting more Christmas vibes. I'm excited that they're finally going to interact. Like I have been dying and waiting for just getting to the parts where they get to meet. She is a small human girl coming from New Toronto on Terra Tribe 1. Same place I think our other girl came from, Cherry. Similar upbringing, like we see her come to Allura Station, see her overwhelmed. She meets somebody. That somebody had a previous interaction with our Chimera X. And so there's already like a connection between them because this customer had a bad experience with him. And then this customer meets our girl, whose name I don't remember, and is like, oh, yeah, no, he was bad customer service. I'll never go back to that coffee shop. And so it's like, what's going on? But they're kind of starting with a dislike towards each other because he's a little bit skeptical about having a new hire, and like she's coming to a new planet, so she's kind of a fish out of water and is unfamiliar with like aliens really, and so she's kind of nervous about everything and all the changes and whatnot. He's unsure about a new employee to work with, and obviously they're gonna fall in love. But I do like the setup so far. It just took me a really long time to get into, and now it's like 9:30 and I'm tired. So I'm actually gonna go take off my makeup and I'll keep reading this in bed, but I might not check in with you guys until tomorrow because your girl's going to sleep. So that's kind of my plan now, but I'm liking it so far enough, but it's not hitting the same way Married to the Alien Cowboy did. I'm waiting for it to get better, but that is all for me tonight. I will see you guys in the morning. I am so tired. Hello and Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you are all well and having a nice day. I finished the last book for this little video. I still think I might try and read some Christmassy things. I don't know, man. All of the Christmas books, I would say, funnily enough, Tinsels and Tentacles, definitely top of the list when it came for like Christmas vibes. But as for like an enjoyable read, even though it took me longer to get into it, 25% is just build up before the characters are introduced to each other. But once they're introduced to each other, I really like them. I like seeing people have crushes and trying to navigate them, and it gets a little wacky because it's like an alien planet. There's only like one sex scene really at the end. The epilogue could have done without, but that's just my own personal opinions. But I did have a lot of fun with this though, and I'm excited to read more from Ursa Dax. It's definitely a big 2026 plan for me, which is exciting. So yeah, I had fun with this. Didn't really hit a lot of the Christmas vibes. Like, it would mention like Christmassy beverages because they work at a coffee stand, but even then it was just kind of like a mention, not really like a detail of it. Yeah, there was like a Christmas tree mentioned here or there, so it wasn't super Christmas vibes, which was a little bit of a shame, but I still had fun with it. I don't know, it's probably like a 3.5. It's definitely not as good as the Married to the Alien Cowboys series, even though it's in the same universe. Not quite as good. Frisky was just bad, just terrible, don't recommend. I wouldn't recommend that one. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm still kind of in a reading slump. I don't think this necessarily cured that, but it did feel nice to read books and like finish books because I've been really good at starting them, really bad at finishing them. But I am tomorrow, I suppose. I will be doing a 24-hour readathon for my Saturday video. So I'm hoping that will help kind of kick my reading slump a little bit, just kind of forcing myself, which doesn't sound good, but like just forcing myself to read and like finish things rather than getting distracted and turning other things on. So hopefully I will get some good books and kick this little reading slump before the new year. And that's going to be it for me. Merry Christmas. I hope you all are having nice holiday breaks if you're getting them. I'm so sorry if you have to work, but I hope you're having a wonderful day, wonderful weekend, whatever you're having. And I will see you guys tomorrow for my little Christmas unboxing. So I will see you guys then. Bye!